What's going on, Virgo? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. I was like, I want you to feel wonderful, fantastic. I want you to feel it all, Virgo. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Virgo. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. I'm starting to. I thought I was getting real good with these dance moves, but now I'm starting to run out of them again. It's always waxing and waning, Virgo. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energies all around here, Virgo. So I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. I love this deck that I'm working with. I love them all, but this is a fun one. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check them out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching Virgo, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. I think you'd like them. But let's go ahead and get into your first card here. Oh, and look at you, all this love that you got. Because you got the sixth card is Taurus, which is the Anamkara card. And with this card, this is a card of unconditional love, romance, soulmates, uncommon bond, devoted, always, tenderness, timeless, constant, affection, best friends, appreciation, unchanging, and infinite love. And the energy that's coming through here, Virgo, is the affection. And I'm wondering if we've been in this place of maybe if we've been, let's say if we're in a relationship, for an example, if we've been getting the amount of affection that we want to from our partners possibly. And it's not that we want to, it's very sweet what I'm getting with this infection here, or like an infection, with this affection here. It's so infectious there, Virgo. But it's, I feel that I'm wondering if there's been that reciprocity that's been there, you know, that if we just like if it's just been a lot of giving and not receiving that type of energy as well. And it's one thing I feel though, Virgo, if let's say you're the one that's kind of like the more sort of like loves the PDA, a little more touchy feely, and it may be something where it's like if your partner doesn't love, if that might not be their love language, let's say, then it's just like how can we meet in the middle there? Because it's like maybe on the opposite, and they try to love you how they like to be loved, as opposed to, you know, doing these things for each other, you know, and then kind of learning a new way of how to operate. Because I feel like this can go either way here. And if we've been kind of struggling with that there, Virgo, then maybe there's a need to kind of have this conversation, you know, to kind of get to know each other again in a sense. You know, I don't feel like this necessarily just has to be where it's just like a problem and, you know, there's nothing that we can do about it. But I feel like we don't want to try to force our love language onto someone there. But I do feel like it's this balance that I feel like is needed, because I feel like if that's how you do, then like, you know, but it's just like to do it within like each other's comfort zones in a sense. And you know, then as things kind of get to, because let's say for example you like to do the PDA, but say the person likes to give gifts for you, and you may not feel like you're the best gift giver, they may not feel that. It's just like how can we again like make that energy work, you know. But I'm even kind of feeling for some others that there is this sort of this sort of lonely energy that is kind of coming through here, and then maybe we've been kind of wanting that affection, or kind of wanting just someone to just sort of maybe cuddle up next to, or to kind of hold someone's hand, or just those cutesy things there, Virgo. I love that. That's like my favorite part. I have a sidebar. I've got Venus and Leo, and I love that type of stuff. That like honeymoon phase, or not even honeymoon phase, like that initial dating phase and stuff. It's real. It's the greatest. But but I feel that it's like maybe for some we've been kind of maybe yearning for that affection, and maybe we haven't been able to find that closeness. Cause I'll tell you what, Virgo. I was actually talking with someone about this, and it's just like, like being, I've been out of the dating game for a little while, and it's just like, how does that look, and just like hearing how other people date, it's just like, oh yikes, like I don't, I don't know if that's something I even want to throw my hat in the ring for that one. It's a lot, like, and I feel like it's different. The times are changing. We're more kind of internet based, and as opposed to just kind of meeting in public and seeing each other from across the bar or across the room or whatever, having that love at first sight, whatever the hell, but. I do feel like that if we've been maybe feeling that loneliness, even if we're in sort of like an unfamiliar realm there, or, maybe it's just like how people are operating is a little bit different. It's just like putting ourselves out there in a sense, and maybe kind of taking things slow at first, trying to, as opposed to maybe like where maybe for some we end up like compromising what we want in order to just get that maybe that initial sort of like that immediate response, but I feel like there's not that long term stability or that long termness that maybe some of us want there. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details here, Virgo. A lot of Ace of Cups, like Two of Cups energy kind of coming through here for me there, Virgo. Let's see what's going on here, Virgo. Oh, a lot of cups here. Oh, all the cups here, Virgo. Well, you do got quite a bit of stuff here. Let's see what's going on. So, that's fascinating. So, what a pair. So, you have the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the King of Swords, and then the King of Cups here. So, look at that. Nothing but thoughts and feelings. And I feel like with this, Virgo, that there is this energy of, I almost feel like for some it's just like when I was talking about that kind of differences of how we operate, because I love that the King of Swords and the King of Cups came here, because they're both very wise figures but in very different ways. The King of Cups brings that intellectual, and the King of Cups brings that emotional. And I feel that for some that maybe we've been debating about, since there is that difference there, maybe we've been feeling that sense of disappointment maybe as of late, maybe with if we're in a relationship. Let's start there. And it just feels like that there's this energy of just wanting to maybe kind of give up there. It's like we've come to this acceptance that, like, well, this is something, well, they won't possibly be able to understand where I'm coming from, or won't be able to deliver this thing. So and that's an interesting energy there to come through with the Six of Cups. But it's just like that, meh, whatever, like, well, maybe we just need to either think about walking away, or even like, I almost feel like that for some there's this even kind of like settling energy, like not even even flirting with the idea of trying to resolve this thing, and just like it is what it is, or that's just how they are. And again, I don't feel like we need to necessarily push people out of their comfort zones, but I feel like when you're in that partnership for a while there, Virgo, I do feel like there is this, there does need to be this kind of reciprocity there that eventually needs to happen. The King of Cups just can't always be emotional, and the King of Swords can't just always be logical. They can tap into those energies too. It may be of course, to different degrees, but the thought is possible. And I feel like that for some there's this need to just to plant that seed and to keep that hope, especially if it's just someone that we really kind of care about there. Are we going to let this one thing kind of be, this one obstacle be that sort of defining factor there, or do we push through? And it's one thing I feel like, Virgo, if you try it again and again and again, and there just doesn't, and there's just that constant disappointment, and this like that energy of that, because the King of Swords, he can be really cold, on a negative end. But I feel like the King of Cups, he could be very smothering on the negative end, and that's where it's like they both have their faults as well. And we all have faults as people, but that we work on and we grow through. And sometimes, and I feel like especially being in Libra season, this is a great energy of diplomacy and really kind of getting into that harmony and resonating with one another there. And so that's just one thing to kind of think about there, Virgo. I even kind of feel like this energy that sometimes when we do find ourselves like not being satisfied in some sort of way, that we do start thinking to the past here, with the Six of Cups kind of popping through there, where maybe we're thinking about old relationships, where maybe where things were, or how things were, or why can't they be like such and such, or like taking different, and not even be like them, but like taking different aspects from each of these people, and then like trying to make them be all the things, and trying to make this perfect this is just perfect. But you know and I feel like you want to be careful with that, Virgo, especially with your energy can be, because you are known, you can be known as a perfectionist of the zodiac, and so we want to be mindful of that. And then where we are pointing out other people's flaws, and not to say that you're not on point, Virgo, but how we're looking at other people, want to make sure we're bringing ourselves to, or looking at ourselves with the same type of eye there, because I'm sure King of Swords got some thoughts about how the King of Cups is operating. We want that fairness. Let me get a little bit more on this Six of Cups here. Oh, a little more cups there, Virgo. That's what I was wondering. Because you have the. So you have the Star card, or the Six of Cups is clarified by the Star, the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and then the Queen of Wands. And listen, Queen of Wands is hot. She don't mind. She's a flirty little thing, and we want to be mindful of that, Virgo. On either end, we want to. I'm not just putting this all on you. If we're noticing that, because the Star card can be a card of friends, groups, and we might be, Queen of Wands might be out there socializing. She's been kind of talking about her complaints, criticizing her partners there, and then people are like, "Well, Queen of Wands, let's chit chat for a minute," because the Seven of Wands or Seven of Cups can be a card of options, and I feel like that if we sit there and just kind of like pick apart how other people can, like, never quite seem to kind of fit that energy of perfect. No one can, Virgo. It's something that is worked on over time. Everyone comes with their flaws, and they may seem great on paper at first, but then you go to get with them for a little while, and then that facade, or not even facade, but keeping up that perfect appearance all the time is exhausting. And I feel like that it just, we'll find ourselves in a different cycle, or in the same type of cycle, but with a different type of person, is essentially all that's happening there. So I feel like we want to be mindful there. And I also feel like, too, just kind of talking about this, just in general, Virgo, if whether we're in a relationship or not, because I feel like the Queen of Wands, she's the type that when things get a little too serious, that she's just there to have fun. She just wants that passion, that initial phase, the feeling good phase, the flirting phase, the romance, all of that. And I feel like the Seven of Cups, this is kind of can be my prelude to a devil moment, where we're getting into sort of like some toxic behaviors and things. So, where, yeah, just something to be mindful of there, Virgo, because And I even am kind of getting to just some, if we're dealing with the Queen of Wands type, that just tends to be kind of, because I feel like it's one thing to just be kind of flirty, to be kind of social, but then there's another thing to act on those types of stuff, to entertain that. And I feel like it's just something to be mindful of there, Virgo. That's some interesting energy that's coming through there. And just we want to be careful, not even just in, just breaking hearts there, Virgo, but just for safety sense as well. But all right, let's get another oracle on the mix. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Thank you. So you got the third card of Cancers, which is the Constellation card. And with this card, this is a card of network, support, associates, gathered, meeting, socialize, organization, arrangement, a collection, exchanging data, influence, in connection with, and a large amount or quantity. And the energy that's coming through here, Virgo, is to socialize. And I feel like this one, partway, is applying to, like, if we've been feeling that sense of loneliness, and haven't been, just been wanting to kind of get out there, that there is a need to just maybe socialize a little bit. Maybe if the online thing hasn't been working, maybe not even like in the sense of looking for people, but maybe just going to socialize with some friends here. I'm even kind of feeling with the Star card, because the Queen of Wands, I will say that she is this energy of this attraction. Like in this could, this might be something where, you're really kind of, you're in your Queen of Wands energy there, Virgo. You're looking good, feeling good. Might be a time to kind of, pull out that oh jeez, I just thought of that hang with me, Virgo. I just thought of that Beyonce song, the Freakum Dress. That's kind of what kind of sort of came through my head. That energy to get you feeling, but in a sense of just like feeling good though. Getting something that makes you feel kind of empowered, and not necessarily doing it to impress anyone else, but doing it impress yourself, to remind yourself of what a catch you are, and what you bring to the table, and let everybody let everybody just kind of like, yeah, Virgo's bringing it. But I am just thinking too, just again, just being careful about letting that get to where it can lead into a sort of toxic type of level as well there, Virgo. Just when we talk about Seven of Cups. But I almost am kind of feeling too there that maybe for some there's been this energy of, I'm almost getting like a possessive type of energy. Maybe for some, if we're in a relationship, maybe you've wanted to go out with some friends, and it's because I feel like it's not a matter of that how we're looking. It's just like the intent of our energy in a sense. And I don't feel like that you're necessarily giving off that like you're trying to, single and ready to mingle. But maybe for some there's this energy that has been kind of criticizing us a little bit, and maybe that has been not gotten us where we're not feeling as confident, or so that's something I feel like to watch out for as well there, Virgo. This another energy that sort of popped in my head. But let's get some because I do, because even again, even just kind of feeling with the Seven of Cups, if we are single, I feel like there are options out there for you, but it's just like, I almost feel like it's like not even necessarily like when we're going out, for example, not even really looking for it. It's just like letting your energies just like, getting in that just kind of feeling good. You're just out with your friends, out socializing, whatever that looks like. Maybe we're going to a bar, or maybe we're going to like a festival, or or maybe we're just we're just doing us, and doing the things that make you feel good. And who knows who you might happen to run into while you're out there socializing there. But let's let's get some tarot on this. Thank you. All right, Virgo, let's see what's going on here. Interesting. So you have the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Temperance card, the Hierophant, the Strength card, and then the Judgment card here, Virgo. And let's talk about this Strength card for a second. Because I feel like that there's this energy of, again, like especially if we're feeling single, or maybe we've been kind of, even maybe if this is not someone criticizing you, Virgo, maybe we've been kind of criticizing ourselves. Maybe haven't been just not been feeling as attractive as you maybe think that thinking that we're less than what we really are there, Virgo. And I feel that we want to be careful about that, because your thoughts are very, very powerful there, and we want to be mindful of the vibration that we're in. I feel like with the Nine of Cups, but also, I feel like the Nine of Cups is also like a wish, like maybe we've been wanting to, it's just like, man, I wish I was more confident, or, I wish that I had, I wish I was more this, I wish I was more that, and I feel like that these wishes, because even like the fact that you got the Nine of Cups and the Star card here, it's one of those things that can absolutely come into being. But I feel like it's like kind of making this connection. It's like asking ourselves, why don't we feel this confidence? What is that? What is the source of that? What's gotten us out of balance here? With the Temperance card, it's like our resonance is we're not resonating like I feel like we could. And there's some healing. I like that this is a sidebar, just like a little Chansey, how we're healing our Pokemon right now. And that might be something that needs to be healed there, Virgo. Maybe we need to, it could be, again, like the mindset that we're telling ourselves, getting out there and socializing, whether this be going out, or, maybe if we have like, maybe a little anxiety, maybe we start off on the internet, possibly then, get to meet up with people. But I do feel like that there's this metamorphosis that is trying to happen here with the Judgment card, and trying to get you out there feeling a little more confident, feeling a little more like you can be that kind of flirty Queen of Wands. And it's not like being like everyone else, Virgo. How you Queen of Wands is different than how I Queen of Wands, and different than how the Hierophant Queen of Wands. Thanks, Hierophant. But and I feel like, I'm even kind of we want to be careful with that, because that gives me very kind of like Five of Swords energy, where we're in that sort of comparison type of things. And that can keep us from even like, making moves. And then we're just ending just in this kind of stuck cycle there, Virgo. Eight of Cups. Let's let that old version of us go that doesn't think that we're the hottest, and go out there and be going out there with your bad self there, Virgo. I like that. Now let's get your last oracle card. Oh, look at that, Virgo bringing that heat. I'm with it. So you got the seventh card of Aries, which is the kerosene card. And with this is a card. I remember all these songs popping in my head. I'm thinking about that one song, that Gasolina. Doing a lot, Virgo. You're bringing a lot of energy. With this card, this is kind of aggressive, accelerate, ignite, determined, fuel, encourage, sustain, powerful, stimulate, volatile situation, provoke, watch out, unpredictable, combustible, propel, and hot. And the energy that's coming through here, Virgo, I like that. I got a couple energies coming through. It's the encourage and the ignite. And I feel like that especially if we haven't been feeling this sense of a confidence, or feeling this sense of confidence, or just in this kind of real self-deprecating energy, maybe, or if we've been in something that, or in a relationship maybe, that has been kind of trying to keep us down, and pushing our confidence, just like really kind of gotten us where we're really questioning ourselves there, Virgo. I feel that there is a need to feed a little more encouragement in your lives, and not to say like, because I get, especially if this is like a relationship, and that could be a little harder, just like just up and leaving a situation, even though we know something is not great for us there. Some of us might be in like a marriage, and then we got to think about like divorce and all those things, like, and just we maybe have there might be children involved, like it can be a whole complicated thing. Maybe we're in like a living arrangement, but I do feel like it's like, what can we do to bring about this encouraging energy? Maybe we can have a friend, if we are stuck in like a living thing, that's because you can't necessarily move out there right now. Maybe it's like we're staying with a friend, possibly, or however that's looking. But I feel like that there is, if we can kind of work on feeding this kind of encouraging energy in ourselves, that would ignite that fire, get that Queen of Wands energy going there, and just keep, kind of fueling you to just getting where your vibrations are back to normal, where we're just feeling that effervescent, kind of just real fun energy that you can bring there, Virgo. So yeah, let's get some tarot on this, and get some and wrap this reading up there. Get you out there, back out there, get you on the scene. All right, Virgo, last little bit here. All right, so we have the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and then the Three of Swords here. And let's switch back over here, Virgo, because that's pretty intense there. Because I almost feel like with this energy, it's like we've kept ourselves in this kind, like pigeonholed ourselves in a way. Like we've thought that maybe we can't again be like that, as feisty or as confident as the Queen of Wands, or maybe we've been. And I almost feel like with this Ten of Wands, or excuse me, Ten of Swords, that there's this thing of, it's just like that we've gotten so used to these things that we tell ourselves, that it's just like it slowed your energy down with the Eight of Wands, and there's a need to tell yourselves different messages here. And it almost feels like with the Three of Swords, that there's this discord that's kind of going on, this internal thing. It's just like we know that we know how we've been in this confident energy before, but now it just seems that like something is in odds. Maybe this is an opinion of others, maybe just like, maybe this even can be like the information that we're consuming, possibly. Maybe we've been watching a lot of stuff, and we've just been comparing ourselves to others, however this may be translating in your situation here, Virgo. But I do feel like there's a narrative of encouragement that is needed. And even if I'm even kind of thinking about that instance where, if we're in like a situation that we feel, maybe we can't get things, where we were kind of at odds, that King of Cups, King of Swords type of energy, that I feel like that there's a need to, especially if this is something that we want to last, Virgo, but it's just like we kind of reached maybe a little rough patch here. There's a need to speak in a more, maybe approaches in a more encouraging way. It's just like, hey, like you got, you bring it this way, King of Cups. I bring this way with the, being King of Swords. And how can we Queen of Wands that? How can we turn this dissonance into something where something can flourish, where we can reignite the passion and the love in this type of in our relationship, possibly. So, and now, just as a little sidebar, I do feel that, when we were talking about that Seven of Cups energy earlier, as far as like, being, because there's this, and not that I sense that there's necessarily cheating, Virgo, but I almost feel like for some that maybe there's this distrust of others, because maybe we were cheated on in the past, possibly with the, because you had the Six of Cups floating. Oh, here we go. We had Six of Cups floating around here earlier. This Ten of Swords could be like a card of betrayal, but I feel like that when we're thinking about those types of energies and going on to the next relationships, we want to be careful about setting these impossible type of hoops and things for others to jump through. You know, where, because that chapter is closed with that previous one. And it's just like, what lessons did you learn from that so that you don't see that again? I feel like it's not necessarily that you have to wear your heart on your sleeve, but it's just keeping an eyes on, paying attention to actions is what I'm really kind of getting with that. So just a little, just something to think about there, Virgo. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So very interesting reading here, Virgo. But if well, I guess this makes sense because I think Venus is a bit about getting ready to move into your sign here soon. So it's maybe just some things you might be thinking about. But if anything resonated with you, Virgo, if you like that, give it a thumbs up. And share this if you know someone who's been maybe having some like little relationship trickiness or been having some self-confidence thing or maybe in some sort of weird type of Seven of Cups energy, whatever that's looking like there. But and then subscribe there. And I was gonna say I thought I was gonna call you a Hierophant, but what's more uplifting than a Hierophant? You lovely thing. I don't know, Virgo. Subscribe, hit that bell. I hope that I probably just lost a bunch of people right there. Subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified on all these videos each week. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Charity Den, friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, and it's a good old time, Virgo. Very uplifting. And all the housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Look at you, lunar shenanigans. We got our ruler here, the High Priestess. And I feel like with the High Priestess coming up here, Virgo, I feel like for some, make sure that we do, when it comes to socializing and relationships and things, if something's not feeling right in a situation, whatever that underlying current is, again, take that as it resonates. It's not that I feel that something is going on, but I do want to say, trust that gut if something doesn't feel right. Maybe that warrants maybe further investigation possibly. But I am getting to, Virgo, that, and I like that, Virgo, because look at that, we have divine counterparts here. And these are some powerful, like these two are real tight. The High Priestess and the Hierophant. They're the most intuitive couple in the deck. The only ones after them would be like the King and Queen of Cups. But I do feel like that for those of you who are single, getting out there and socializing things, that you will attract that soulmate, and that Anam-Cara card, that divine counterpart, in a sense. But I do feel like there's a need to put yourselves out there and to put yourselves out there with confidence, and again, I feel like that's the energy, when that's the energy that we're attracting, then that's when we're open to love, then love will come in. But I do feel like that part of that comes in that we have to give ourselves that unconditional love there, Virgo, and really encourage ourselves and love all aspects of ourselves, because it's hard to love someone else and their shortcomings when we don't love our own. You know what I mean? But let's get some tarot on this, or get your oracle card so I can get you out of here. Get you out there on the scene. And look at that, Virgo. We're coming to the edge because you got the 36 card, which is the come to the edge card. And I feel like it is, for some, again, it's putting yourself out there, coming out of your comfort zone. Maybe we've been kind of hermiting for a little while, and now it's time to, look at you, throwing rose petals all over the place, being all romantic. But I even kind of feel, too, that when we're talking about that kind of compromise energy, it's like both of you kind of coming to the edge together, and it's just like, what, let's try something different, let's try to shake things up a little bit and kind of shift this dynamic here, and kind of essentially take this relationship to the next level. Kind of thinking, I'm kind of like really thinking and feeling with the Judgment card here. But I like that, Virgo. I think I'm going to leave that there. So, you stay safe out there. you're going on your dates, or maybe even like revitalizing a relationship, or again, we're talking Seven of Cups, be Queen of Wands. Just be mindful there, Virgo. Be safe. And you raise your vibration to the roof, especially having been, telling ourselves some encouraging things there, Virgo, and just getting yourself uplifted. Treat yourself that unconditional love. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.